Have you ever kissed a man and felt something was missing, even though everything looked right? The moment was there, the chemistry was there, but somehow it didn't leave the impact you expected. Now here's the truth most women never hear. Attraction doesn't disappear because of bad timing or bad luck. It disappears because one tiny emotional trigger was never activated. Research into male attraction shows something fascinating. Men don't respond most strongly to passion, speed, or even confidence alone. They respond to specific, intentional touch that tells their nervous system, this woman understands me. And when that happens during a kiss, the connection instantly shifts from casual to deeply personal. This is why some women can kiss a man once, and he thinks about it for days, while others kiss the same man and are forgotten by morning. It's not about being bolder. It's not about doing more. It's about doing one thing differently. Here's what's powerful. Men may not consciously know why a kiss felt intense, but their body remembers it. Their chest tightens, their attention locks in, their desire deepens, and all of it begins with a subtle choice most women don't even realize they're making. In a moment, I'm going to reveal the exact area research shows men love being touched while kissing, and more importantly, how to touch it in a way that feels natural, feminine, and unforgettable. No awkward moves, no overthinking. Just a quiet shift that changes how he experiences you. But listen closely, because at the end, I'll share the one final detail that turns a kiss into a memory he emotionally replays when you're not there. Miss that part, and the magic fades. Stay with me. This is where everything changes. When most women think about attraction during a kiss, their attention naturally goes to the lips. And yes, lips matter. But what research and relationship psychology quietly reveal is that true intensity often begins somewhere else. The back of a man's neck is one of the most sensitive, emotionally charged areas of his body, not because it's obvious, but because it's deeply connected to his nervous system. This area is rich with nerve endings that respond to gentle pressure and warmth. But here's the part most people don't talk about. Touch on the back of the neck doesn't just feel physical, it feels personal. It bypasses logic and goes straight to instinct. When you place your hand there while kissing him, his body receives a message before his mind does. That message is, I'm close to you. I choose you. I'm here with you. The reason this touch is so powerful is because it creates a sense of grounding. Men often live in their heads, problem solving, analyzing, controlling outcomes. A calm, confident touch at the back of the neck gently pulls him out of his thoughts and into his body. That's when attraction deepens. That's when a kiss stops being casual and starts feeling emotionally charged. But the key is how you touch, not just where. This is not about grabbing, squeezing, or pulling. It's about slow, intentional contact. Imagine resting your hand there as if it naturally belongs. Your fingers relaxed, your palm warm. No rush, no force. That softness tells his nervous system that he doesn't need to perform. He can simply feel. What makes this touch unforgettable is the emotional signal behind it. The back of the neck is a vulnerable place. When you touch it gently, you're creating a subtle power shift. Not dominance, but trust. You're saying, without words, you don't need armor with me. And for a man, that feeling is rare. Another important detail many women miss is timing. This touch works best when it happens after the kiss has already started, not before. Let the moment build naturally. Then, almost instinctively, let your hand slide there. That delayed touch increases intensity because his body wasn't expecting it. Surprise, when gentle, amplifies attraction. Also, stillness matters. You don't need to constantly move your hand. Sometimes keeping it there steady and worn is far more powerful than motion. Movement excites, stillness connects. And connection is what makes a man emotionally attached to a moment. Here's the truth. Men may not say, I loved when you touched my neck, but later, they'll say something like, there was something about that kiss. It felt different. That difference is this touch, used with intention. The back of the neck touch turns a kiss into an experience, one that lingers, one that makes him feel closer to you without knowing exactly why. And that's where real attraction begins. One of the biggest myths around attraction is that more touch automatically creates more chemistry. In reality, research and emotional psychology suggest the opposite. Men respond more strongly to focused, intentional touch than to constant movement or multiple points of contact. This is why using one hand with purpose while kissing is far more powerful than touching everywhere at once. When a woman uses just one hand, her touch feels deliberate. It doesn't feel accidental or nervous. It communicates confidence without saying a word. And confidence, when expressed quietly, is one of the most attractive signals a woman can send. Men subconsciously read this as emotional clarity. And emotional clarity creates safety, which allows desire to deepen. Think about the difference between someone fidgeting versus someone calmly holding eye contact. One feels uncertain, the other feels grounded. Touch works the same way. When both hands are moving constantly, adjusting, grabbing, or shifting, the man's nervous system stays alert. But when one hand settles in a single place, the neck, the jawline, or the shoulder, his body relaxes into the moment. This relaxation is critical. Desire doesn't grow in tension, it grows in presence. A single, steady point of contact helps his body stay anchored in the kiss instead of overanalyzing it. It tells him, you don't need to impress me. I'm already here. There's also something subtly feminine about restraint. Using one hand shows control, not hesitation. It suggests that you're comfortable with the moment and don't need to rush it forward. Men often find this deeply attractive because it flips the usual dynamic. Instead of him leading and escalating, he feels drawn in, curious, attentive, and emotionally invested. Another powerful effect of one-handed touch is how it heightens awareness. When you limit touch to a single place, his senses become sharper. He feels that one point more intensely. His attention narrows. This sensory focus amplifies the emotional impact of the kiss. It's the difference between background noise and a single, clear note. Where you place that hand matters less than how you hold it. The touch should feel relaxed, not gripping. Think of your hand as an invitation, not a command. A gentle hold on the jawline can feel intimate. A resting palm on the shoulder can feel grounding. Fingers at the base of the neck can feel deeply personal. What connects them all is intention, not pressure. It's also important to let your hand arrive naturally. Don't rush to place it the moment the kiss begins. Let the connection build first. Then, as if guided by instinct rather than thought, let your hand settle. That timing makes the touch feel authentic, and authenticity is what men trust. Many women worry that doing less will make them seem passive or uninterested. In reality, it does the opposite. It makes your presence louder. When your touch is minimal but meaningful, he feels it more, he remembers it more, and he associates that calm intensity with you. In attraction, subtlety is often stronger than effort. One hand, one intention, one moment fully felt. That's what turns a kiss from something that happens into something that stays. Most people believe attraction is built in motion, more kissing, more touching, more intensity. But research into human desire shows something far more powerful. Attraction spikes in the pause. The brief moment of stillness during a kiss does more to lock a man in emotionally than constant movement ever could. Here's why. The human brain is wired to notice contrast. When something suddenly slows down or stops, attention heightens. So when you pause while kissing without pulling away completely, his nervous system wakes up, his body leans in, his mind asks, what's happening right now? That question creates desire. This pause isn't awkward silence. It's closeness without action. Your faces are still close. Your hand may still be resting on him. Your breath is shared. Nothing ends, everything suspends. In that suspended moment, his awareness of you multiplies. Psychologically, this pause creates anticipation. Anticipation is one of the strongest drivers of attraction because it engages imagination. When you pause, his brain starts filling in the next moment. And when someone imagines you, they begin to emotionally invest in you. What makes this especially powerful is that men are rarely given space to feel during romantic moments. Many are used to being expected to lead, escalate, or perform. When you pause, you remove that pressure. You're not asking him to do more. You're allowing him to feel more. That sense of emotional permission is deeply seductive. The key is presence during the pause. Don't look away. Don't fidget. Stay soft. Stay calm. Let your body language say, I'm here and I'm not rushing. That calm confidence sends a signal of emotional maturity, something men instinctively respect and desire. Timing matters here. The pause works best after a few seconds of connection, not at the very start. Let the kiss build slightly, then slow it down. Even 2 or 3 seconds can feel intense when the energy is right. It's not about counting time, it's about feeling the shift. Many women fear that pausing will break the moment. In reality, it deepens it. The man often feels drawn to close the distance again, but now with more intention. The kiss that follows feels heavier, warmer, and more meaningful because his body asked for it. This is also where memory is formed. Studies show that emotionally charged pauses are remembered more vividly than continuous action. That's why men often remember the moment rather than the kiss itself. The pause becomes the emotional bookmark his mind returns to later. And here's something important: this pause communicates self-worth without words. You're showing that you're not in a rush to be chosen. You're comfortable letting desire build naturally. That quiet self-assurance is magnetic. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever experienced a moment where someone paused with you and it made everything feel more intense? Drop a comment and share what that felt like. I read every one. Because once you understand the power of the pause, you stop trying to create attraction and start allowing it to happen. One of the most overlooked truths about attraction is this: men respond more to emotional honesty than to perfect technique. A kiss doesn't become powerful because it follows a formula. It becomes powerful when your touch reflects what you're actually feeling in that moment. This is why touch that mirrors emotion, not performance, creates the deepest connection. Many women, especially those who care deeply about doing things right, slip into performance mode without realizing it. They start thinking about timing, movement, reactions, or outcomes. But the moment touch becomes calculated, the emotional signal weakens. Men are surprisingly sensitive to this. Even if they can't explain it, they feel when something is real versus rehearsed. When your touch mirrors your emotion, your body is communicating truth. If you're feeling warmth, let your hand soften. If you're feeling curiosity, let your touch be light and exploratory. If you're feeling intensity, let your hand stay still and grounded. This alignment between emotion and movement creates coherence, and coherence feels safe, attractive, and intimate. Psychologically, humans trust consistency between words, actions, and body language. When your touch matches your emotional state, his nervous system reads you as authentic. Authenticity lowers defenses. Lower defenses allow emotional bonding to begin. Another important aspect of emotional touch is responsiveness. Instead of leading the moment with your mind, allow your body to respond to what's happening. Notice his breathing, his stillness, his movement. Let your touch adapt naturally. This creates a subtle rhythm between you, almost like a conversation without words. Men feel deeply connected in these nonverbal exchanges because they feel seen rather than managed. There's also something deeply feminine about emotional presence. It doesn't push. It doesn't prove, it allows. When your touch flows from how you feel rather than how you think you should act, you create space for the moment to evolve naturally. Men often describe this as effortless chemistry, even though what they're really feeling is emotional alignment. It's also important to understand that intensity doesn't always mean passion. Sometimes the most attractive touch is calm, still, unhurried. A hand that rests comfortably without tension communicates confidence and self-assurance. It says, I'm comfortable in this moment. That comfort is contagious. Another powerful effect of emotionally mirrored touch is memory formation. The brain stores emotionally congruent experiences more deeply. So when your touch aligns with genuine feeling, the moment imprints itself more strongly. Later, he won't remember exactly what you did, but he'll remember how he felt with you. Many women ask, but what if I'm nervous? Nervousness isn't a problem. Suppressing it is. If you're nervous, let your touch be gentle. If you're unsure, let it be slow. Vulnerability, when expressed softly, is far more attractive than force. Confidence. The truth is, you don't need to become someone else to be desired. You don't need to imitate anyone. Attraction grows when you allow your body to speak honestly. Touch that mirrors emotion creates resonance. Resonance creates connection. And connection is what turns a moment into something meaningful, not just memorable, but emotionally lasting. Most women focus all their attention on the kiss itself, how it begins, how it feels, how intense it becomes. But psychology tells us something surprising. The end of an experience is often what the brain remembers most. This is known as the peak end effect, and when you understand it, you unlock one of the most powerful attraction tools available to you. The final touch is not about escalating the moment. It's about sealing it. When done correctly, it leaves an emotional echo that stays with him long after the kiss is over. As the kiss naturally comes to an end, many people either pull away abruptly or immediately change the energy, talking, laughing, or shifting their attention elsewhere. This sudden break tells the nervous system the moment is over. But when you add one intentional, gentle touch at the end, you soften that transition, you allow the feeling to linger. This touch works best when it's subtle and unhurried. A light hand at the back of his neck, a soft touch on his shoulder, even a brief moment where your fingers rest there before you step back. It doesn't need to last long. 1 or 2 seconds is enough. What matters is that it's conscious. Why does this work so deeply on men? Because it creates emotional continuity. Instead of the kiss ending cleanly, it fades slowly. His body doesn't register separation right away. That delay increases attachment. His nervous system stays connected to you, and that's where longing is born. There's also an element of emotional generosity in this final touch. You're not taking, you're leaving something behind. And psychologically, when someone gives us a moment of warmth without asking for more, we want to return to it. Men often describe this as feeling drawn back to a woman without knowing why. Another reason this final touch is so powerful is that it communicates composure. You're not clinging. You're not rushing away. You're ending the moment with grace. That balance between closeness and independence is incredibly attractive because it suggests emotional security. This is also where memory anchors form. The brain ties emotional meaning to the last sensation it receives. So when your final touch is calm, warm, and intentional, his memory of the kiss becomes infused with those feelings. Later, when he thinks of you, his body recalls that softness. That's why he may miss you, even if nothing dramatic happened. It's important that this touch doesn't turn into reassurance seeking. It's not meant to ask, did you like that? It's meant to say, this moment mattered. Confidence lives in that difference. Many women worry that ending softly will reduce desire. In reality, it increases it. Desire grows in space. By stepping back after that final touch, you create room for his imagination to work. And imagination is one of the strongest drivers of attraction. The kiss may last seconds, but the way you end, it can stay with him for days. The final touch is not an afterthought. It's the emotional signature you leave behind. Let's take a breath and bring everything together. What you learn today isn't about tricks, tactics, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about understanding how attraction actually works in the body and the mind, and how small, intentional moments create the deepest impact. You discovered how the right touch at the back of his neck can quietly switch on desire. How using one hand with intention creates presence instead of pressure. How the pause during a kiss builds anticipation and emotional pull. How touch that mirrors your real emotion creates trust and connection. And finally, how a soft, intentional ending leaves a memory that lingers long after the moment is over. None of this is about doing more. It's about slowing down, being present, letting your body communicate confidence, warmth, and self-worth without saying a word. If this resonated with you, I want you to do 2 things right now. First, comment below and tell me which point surprised you the most. Was it the pause, the final touch, or the power of doing less? I read your comments, and your experiences help other women feel less alone. Second, like this video if you want more content that helps you understand men on a deeper emotional level, not just on the surface. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we'll go even deeper into attraction, connection, and feminine confidence. Remember this, you don't need to chase desire. When you understand it, desire comes to you. Stay present, stay powerful. And I'll see you in the next one.